E&O insurance policy type things. This is one that the buyer's agent had talked to a person that wanted to buy a new house. They physically had a older house in an older neighborhood, and because of that, the neighborhood did not support the business that she held inside of her house, which was a daycare center. So she says, I want to sell my house here, and I want to move into a particular neighborhood that has a lot of young people who have children. Well, they decided on a neighborhood that had children because they just put a brand new elementary school in. So she said, this is the neighborhood. It was an older neighborhood, but they put that new school in. The lady had developed a reputation because she had listed and sold a number of houses in that neighborhood. So she had a reputation. So they decided on a duplex that was in the neighborhood. She was going to live in one side, convert the other side to a daycare. She had sold a number of houses in there and knew that there was potential problems for some sort of hazard, chemical, asbestos-sided. Insulation. Bad insulation. Okay? She acquired the buyer. She found them a house that was listed in a neighborhood that she was very familiar with, closed on the house. The neighbor next door came over and told the new buyer of the house that, hey, we have some problems here with insulation. And the insulation that we have problems with is throughout a number of these houses. Well, she didn't think much about it because the agent was very familiar with the houses in that neighborhood and thought, well, my agent would not have let me bought this house if there was any type of environmental problems or health hazard. Anyway, whenever they started doing the repairs on the house, they started tearing down the walls, and lo and behold, they found that type of insulation that had not been put in houses for years, and they had a problem. All of a sudden now, the whole house has to be taken apart because they found that problem. They ended up suing the agent and the company, and this is the worst part. The agent and the company lost because it was predetermined that it was a known fact throughout the community, particularly with her because she had sold houses that had had this type of insulation problems before, and she knew that some of the houses were plagued with those types of problems. And they won. The court said this, the results. After the buyer closed, the property, she learned from a neighbor of her home, might have formaldehyde-based insulation. And that agent likely knew of the possibility since it had been an issue on several other transactions. Unfortunately, the fears were confirmed during a minor renovation project, leading to a lawsuit against the agent and the seller's alleged neglect and breach of duty of failing to disclose a material fact. The defendant argued in a dismissal that they had no specific knowledge of the subject property's condition. However, the court sided with the buyer, ruling that the agent had special knowledge and potentially of a potentially latent defect, and that the buyer was denied the opportunity to invest before it closed. See, you should have known. That's as if it's a bypass, if it's a road, if it's construction, if you're selling anything out there on Piney Green Road, for 2 years, we have been requiring you to get letters saying that you have informed them about the thing. And you know what the worst thing is? You give us crap about it. Fuss and fight with us about it. And guys, listen, it's a material fact. We're trying desperately to save you.